Howdy, welcome back from Minecraft, and today we're going to be setting up a whole farm of phytogenic insulators and going through how to set that up properly. Let's go. Alright, so I guess I need to start with showing you just a couple of things. First, I made a mistake. Up here, the wireless access point, I thought the infinity access point gave you the interdimensional everywhere. It only gives you unlimited range in this world. This here, the dimension card, gives you unlimited range in all dimensions. So you'll need to upgrade to that. That's my bad. Now, we're going to come down here, run right past all the auto crafting, and I've come to realize I'm probably going to tear this one out, maybe even this one, and put in another tower or two of these molecular assemblers. But that's another time. Alright, so now you can see in this room, this is a new room. I've just dug this out today, and we're going to set this all up along this wall. We have 80 things that we can actually plant in these phytogenic insulators, and we're going to grow them all. So, let's go into time lapse, and then I'll explain what we're doing as we set everything up.
I don't really know what comes next. I'm just doing my best, even though I'm so stressed out. Everything just feels like a test that I fail, so depressed when I can't seem to get out. But something deep inside won't let me quit. I swear that I'm inspired by all this shit. Tell me that I can and I won't. That's what guides me the most. Kill lies, I'll do what I want. I'm inspired by thirst, I'm inspired by worth. I desire your worst, so you can just hide while I work. I ain't tired, you first. I'll write a second, third verse about the lies you go disperse. You never did shit, I know it hurts. But something deep inside won't let me quit. I swear that I'm inspired by all this shit. Tell me that I can and I won't. That's what guides me the most. Kill lies, I'll do what I want. Never break, always fight, never quit, do it right, play the game, win it life, have no shame, there's no time, feel the pain, live the grind, I could change, in my mind, pick a lane, commit and climb, the only way to win it life, I never miss, that's fact, taking big swings, put your hand to the bat, put me in the ring, you'll go out in a bag, cause I sing what I mean and I bring it to the mad light, ain't got time to kill, I got time to feel, I took the red pill, I know life's short so I wanna live real, but how's it supposed to feel? How's it supposed to feel? How's it supposed to feel? How's it supposed to They wanna say my name, but they holding back, they They wanna say they hate, but they know it's cap. I ain't play no games, I just do that's fact. And I don't feel no shame, it's a mood you lack. I go crazy, nah, but I ain't lazy. Track after track, I work on this shit daily. Pass me the jack, right as fuel, got me hazy. About to unpack all these shit I've been chasing. I've got visions in my head, like memories after death. To be a legend instead of something you can forget. I'm living up every breath, I'd rather lead than be led. I'll fill the seats as I spread, with every word that I've said. How's it supposed to feel? How's it supposed to feel?
You might notice that things look a little bit different behind me now. I've gone and made a couple of minor changes here. All of these barrels have been changed to netherite. And on top of that, let's switch to first person here. I've switched out the 4 slot barrels for the appropriate slot for what's growing in each grower. So I placed down originally these 4 slot barrels here, and they've got 4 slots in there, which is kind of nice, not gonna lie. And I've swapped them out for these netherite barrels. Well, I haven't swapped them out. I've upgraded all the barrels to netherite and changed their capacity to suit what's coming out of the generator. The insulator. The Phytogenic Insulator in the case of the Wither Rose is only going to produce 1 item. They only need 1 item there. In the case of trees, they're only going to produce the saplings and the logs. And if you have 2 slots here, it will get to the point where it fills all these slots up with logs and then runs through the saplings in there without producing any more saplings. So it won't be able to keep producing. Whereas this auxiliary cactus, plus the fact that I don't have a barrel slot for those saplings, means that the saplings fill up and then the logs stay gotten rid of and keep going in there. And that works out a lot nicer for me. And it will for you too. There's a couple exceptions. The azalea bushes, both flowering and non-flowering, those ones you need to take the auxiliary cactus out for pretty much the same reason. You don't want it to burn through and destroy the azalea saplings. So, because that's really the main reason why you're growing them, is to get the saplings. I mean, oak wood is a nice bonus, but you're getting that from the oak tree. So, yeah, that's just how that's going to work. So I would suggest you do the same thing and try to keep track of those to make sure you're getting the right things. Now, let's rip this wall out here, and I'll explain what I've done for the setup back here. Okay, so you can see the power is coming through and feeding into the back. And I pulled those out of the back wall there. I think you saw me do that in the time lapse. And so those are powering all these phytogenic insulators. And then the sink that you can see down there, I placed that in the corner, and that's feeding water through all these pipes. So you need to make sure that the top of each one and the bottom of each one in the setup are set to push-pull. And the auto output and auto input is enabled. That way it will allow the water to come into the machine, and it will also force the items out the bottom or the top, respectively, into the containers you have set up. Now, each of these logistical transporters are set to pole, and they're each set to a different color. This one is set to blue, this one is set to green, and they're just alternating. A clear tube will connect to either of those colored tubes, so you need to change the colors on all of them. Unfortunately, that's just the way that's going to have to be. So, let me throw these back in here, and we'll break out the back wall, and I'll show you what I've done back there and why I did it. So if we just come out right here, I can replace those blocks in a minute. What I've done here is I've got the power cables running straight up and then being fed into each of those lines of power cables following around the back side. And I've done that on both sides here. And then I've got this storage controller from Sophisticated Storage that reads all of the sophisticated storage blocks that are connected to it. So this is reading this entire line of sophisticated storage boxes. So all the crates that you're seeing up front, these crates are just here to tie them to this storage controller. And that storage controller is connected to the AE2 system using an ME storage bus, which is just piped down into the main line for this floor. So I think it's a pretty good setup, and it allows me to have access to all the resources down here in my AE2 system, which is really nice. Oops. There we go. So, yeah, I'm rather happy with this. It's working out pretty well, and if I come in here and I search for oak log, you'll see that I have 55,000 oak logs available to me now. I am not going to be hurting for wood ever again. Anything I want to build needing wood, I've got it. Any food I decide I want to fix, I've got that too. And I know this is kind of overkill. There's absolutely no reason why I need this white dye flower and this white dye flower and this white dye flower and this white dye flower, but I wanted them all because I can. And sea pickles actually turn into another dye, plus they make a lighting source. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with it. I'm a little sad that I don't have quite all of the colors, but I think I can make all of the colors from what I have. Unfortunately, though, I think that's where we're going to have to call it. So if you have any questions or comments about how I've set this up, or want to tell me how I'm just doing massive overkill and it was pointless, server lag inducing chaos for no real ad, well, that's what I do. And that's why I don't play on a public server, because I like to build things that will crash people's games. I like to have everything available. I like to make it so that when I'm playing the game, I can essentially play in creative mode while in survival. So, any comments? Leave them down below. If you liked the video, hit the like button. If you want to see more, hit subscribe. We're going to be coming back in our next episode with Season 3, Episode 1 of Space Engineers. And we're going to try and do a survival guide series and see how that works for Season 3. So, thank you for watching. You all have a good day. See ya.